We had to threaten a lawsuit, Jesse. And by the way, we're still entertaining it. We're talking to some of the best lawyers out there that are experts in this. And as you know, these things can be very complicated. There's a lot of facts and circumstances around it. But we're not going to let this go, because you should not be able to smear 5,000 high school and college kids and then just be able to walk away with it.
This Turning Point conference, the were in the front of out there in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs and the cigar.
I think it's important that every single person that attended that Turning Point, every Republican speak up against these against the flags that were waved.
You let them in.
President, open your
You let them in and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you are complicit.
But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
Joe Rogan just torched The View, and no, this isn't your grandma's gentle tea circle. This is verbal scorched earth. Why? Because Charlie Kirk just slammed the show's host with a $100 million lawsuit, and things spiraled into full-blown media mayhem. If you thought daytime drama was spicy, buckle up. This is a masterclass in chaos, served with a side of Rogan's ruthless honesty. What he said? Unfiltered, unflinching, and impossible to ignore.
Charlie Kirk's the founder and CEO of Turning Point USA and the author of the new book, The College Scam. So, Charlie, do you accept The View's apology?
I mean, regardless of whether or not I accept it, the question is, do our students accept it? That's really what's at heart here. They went after our 5,000 students at our event there of high school and college kids. And look, I get attacked all the time. People say false things. I'm a public figure. But when you go after 16 and 17-year-olds that travel from across the country that then have to live for the rest of their life with a shadow over them because someone at ABC says that they might be linked to...
Stay locked in. Because once Joe starts swinging, the gloves come off and the circus begins. It all started when Charlie Kirk, founder and CEO of Turning Point USA, decided he wasn't going to be TV cannon fodder. He lawyered up and filed a $100 million lawsuit against The View. That's right, $100 million.
View has to be, if you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth. But
I don't think some of them are dumb.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think Sunny Hostin's
You think it's deliberate?
I think she's ideologically driven, and they have blinders on, for sure. I don't think Sunny's dumb. But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing
just
there.
Go for it. Yeah,
there's nothing there. Sometimes comics do that.
When you've got that kind of money and someone smears your name on national TV, you don't just complain, you go scorched earth legal. But this isn't just an emotional outburst, it's a power move. A statement wrapped in a mountain of legal paperwork. Try me. See, The View thought they could treat Kirk like a political piñata, tossing accusations around like party favors.
Now we begin with a shocking apology just a short time ago from the ladies of The View to Turning Point USA. A war of words broke out after the conservative group was rallying the next generation of voters at its youth summit in Tampa, Florida this weekend. And the liberal panel just couldn't help themselves. The group sent a scathing cease and desist letter after hosts on The View suggested that Turning Point had embraced neo who showed up outside the event.
But when he called foul, things escalated fast, real fast. It all exploded after a youth summit in Tampa, Florida, hosted by Turning Point USA. The event drew controversy when neo-Nazis protested outside. The View hosts couldn't resist linking them to the organization, on live TV no less.
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail. You just need to see how unhinged this kind of thinking is. Well, you know what Joe Biden could do? Joe Biden, you have to see it because it's so
on TV.
crazy.
She said
on television.
Just let's look at a scenario where the Supreme Court says, yes, he has all those rights. He is immune from everything.
Yeah.
You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
In response, Turning Point fired back with a scathing cease and desist letter demanding a retraction. The hosts eventually issued an apology, but by then, the damage was done and the lawsuit had already left the holster. Now The View is downplaying it, spinning it as a tiny misstep. But when you're facing a $100 million defamation suit, that's not just a PR hiccup, that's DEFCON 1. Suddenly, this isn't just another episode of daytime noise. It's a legal hurricane, and the eye of the storm is spinning straight through ABC. And then came Whoopi Goldberg's latest hot take. She literally suggested that President Biden could arrest all Republicans and toss them in jail. Not satire. Not a joke. Just straight up authoritarian fan fiction. It's the kind of rhetoric that makes you blink twice and ask, wait, what? Enter Joe Rogan. The man who turned his podcast into a cultural juggernaut didn't hold back. His takedown of The View was brutal and beautiful. Watching Rogan mock the hosts is like watching a lion casually dissect a cardboard cutout. It's hilarious, precise, and completely savage. Rogan didn't just criticize, he dismantled. He ridiculed the show's predictable outrage, theater, and called out their holier-than-thou attitude. Imagine a guy who normally debates flat earthers and UFC fighters suddenly throwing haymakers at TV's self-appointed moral police. That's what made it so epic. Why did his roast land so hard? Simple, because he's not playing their game.
Welcome back. You know, in Monday's conversation about Turning Point USA, I put the young people at the conference in the same category as the protesters outside. And I don't like it when people make assumptions about me, and it's not any better when I make assumptions about other people, which I did. So, my bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
The View thrives on stage drama and sanitized outrage. Rogan, on the other hand, deals in authenticity and sharp elbows. While they scream into the void, he calmly drops truth bombs and watches the fallout. And let's face it, The View talks tough when it's risk-free. But the moment someone punches back with money, with facts, with lawsuits, they start squirming. Rogan zeroed in on that hypocrisy and shredded it. He highlighted how the hosts act like accountability is something other people need to worry about. Meanwhile, Kirk's lawsuit isn't just a flex, it's a statement about the Wild West of modern media, a world where daytime shows can sling accusations, like candy, and expect zero consequences. But this time, someone's fighting back. And not just with sound bites, with subpoenas. It's a strange, fascinating collision of money, media, and madness. On one side, a panel of performers who've built careers off outrage. On the other, a conservative powerhouse using the legal system as his megaphone. Kirk's message? I don't play by your rules, I'll make you pay for them. Rogan's mockery adds fuel to the fire. It zooms out on the whole circus and shows us just how performative it all looks. The moral grandstanding. The sudden silence when stakes get real. It's the perfect storm of fake outrage meeting real consequences.
Between right and left authoritarianism, and now people don't recognize that if you just stop looking at it in terms of red and blue, look at the actions, whether it's war, suppression of free speech, pharmacological interventions that are mandatory, right. whatever it is, that used to all be associated with the authoritative right, the authoritarian right, and now those things are being embraced by the left. And I just think it's just an ideology thing, and I think we get confused and we think we're on the right side, and if it's our side that's saying this, for sure that's the right thing to do, and no one's critically thinking about this.
Joe Rogan is the gateway drug for young men that thought they were Democrats to become MAGA. Joe Rogan is the bridge. And on that bridge, they'll see RFK. They'll see Elon Musk.
This isn't just a celebrity spat. It's a snapshot of how fractured and volatile the media landscape has become. Outrage is currency. Lawsuits are weapons. And public opinion is a battlefield. The View, once untouchable, now finds itself caught in a whirlwind where their usual playbook, talk big, dodge accountability, isn't working. And Rogan? He's the unfiltered voice pointing out the emperor has no clothes. The irony? A show built on speaking truth to power just got body checked by someone more powerful and more truthful, and they don't seem to know what to do about it. While the lawsuit looms, Rogan's viral roast is already shaping public perception. No angry responses, no bold comebacks, just a stunned silence behind the scenes. Because once the lawyers and Rogan show up, the narrative shifts, and it's not in their favor. This isn't just a headline, it's a moment. A magnifying glass held up to the soul of American media. And it's exposing cracks you can't unsee. Welcome to America, Lawsuits and Lunacy Edition, where words have price tags, egos get subpoenaed, and the truth is stranger and funnier than fiction. If you're loving this unfiltered takedown of media hypocrisy, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hard-hitting breakdowns. Because this circus, it's just getting started.